Andros Townsend's display proves he is well and truly over the moon. Is there anything Andros Townsend cannot do? Having provided England with the spark they needed to qualify for the World Cup and, perhaps even more impressively, become watchable again, it felt inevitable that Townsend would be the decisive contribution for Tottenham Hotspur against a spirited but limited Aston Villa, who were unable to cope with the wingers' pace, directness and trickery. By the end, Fabian Delph was reduced to kicking him, but it will take more than that to stop the Premier League's galloping new phenomenon in his tracks. After the euphoria of scoring a brilliant goal on his international debut in the 4-1 win over Montenegro, he kept his place on the right flank as England sealed their place in Brazil next summer with their victory over Poland on Tuesday, and the 22-year-old was one of the standout performers again. Soon everyone knew that our Andros was born in the same Leytonstone hospital as David Beckham. Yet by Wednesday night, they also knew the contents of Roy Hodgson's halftime team talk against Poland, in which he had so offended one unnamed player by telling an old NASA joke about the space monkey that went to the moon in order to get his point across that Chris Smalling should stop thinking and just give the ball to Townsend. All in all, it was one of the more preposterous throws in recent memory, with Townsend forced to tweet that offence had neither been intended nor taken. Tottenham's manager, Andrea Villas-Boas, probably worded his instructions differently, but they looked like they were the same as Hodgson's. Quite simply, give it to Townsend and watch him go. Hardly rocket science. At first Townsend struggled to make an impact, as if he had been exhausted by the events of the past few days. It would have been understandable if he had run out of gas and he cut a frustrated figure initially against Antonio Luna, a Spanish left-back whose surname translates as Moon. Life is full of these little ironies, misplacing passes and locating blind alleys with alarming regularity. After 29 minutes, he could even be seen admonishing himself, "Oh Andros," after running the ball out of play for the umpteenth time. 2 minutes later, though, he enlivened what had been a dreadful match by giving Tottenham the lead with his first league goal for the club. Cutting in from the right, he sent a left-foot cross into the area, and although it missed both Roberto Soldado and Lewis Holtby, their presence was enough to unsettle Brad Guzan, the ball drifting past Villa's goalkeeper and into the far corner. It was fortuitous, yet although Townsend had the good grace to look suitably sheepish as his teammates came over to mock him, here was more proof why Hodgson did not hesitate to give him his England debut in such a crucial match. Townsend makes things happen, even when he doesn't really mean it. The goal lifted his performance, and on another day he might have had a hat-trick. Just before the break, Guzan was forced into a sharp save from a Townsend shot from the edge of the area, and the 22-year-old also sent a vicious effort inches over the bar shortly after Soldado had smartly doubled Tottenham's lead in the second half. Without wishing to get too carried away, the way Townsend is able to shift the ball onto his left foot and shoot is reminiscent of Arjen Robben, and even though defenders know what is going to happen, Villa had no answer. Luna, in particular, was left gasping as Townsend repeatedly flew past him in the second half. Villas-Boas praised Townsend's fearlessness, his willingness to demand the ball and take defenders on, either driving outside or rolling inside. He has returned to White Hart Lane, the changed man, after his loan spell at Queen's Park Rangers last season, and, for the time being, he is keeping Eric Lamela, the £30M summer signing from Roma, on the bench. Christian Eriksen was also not required against Villa, while Aaron Lennon, whose injury gave Townsend his opportunity at the start of the season, came off the bench as Tottenham sought to reassert control just as Villa had started to look threatening. "We have 5 wingers for 2 positions, so competition is very high," Villas-Boas said. But Townsend is thriving on the pressure. Brave and fearless, he was at the heart of the majority of Tottenham's best moves, and although Villa's manager, Paul Lambert, thought it had done well, the Spaniard will probably not relish facing Townsend again. Andros Townsend, he was born to play for Spurs, sang the Tottenham fans as yet another cross whizzed across the face of goal near the end, just eluding Paul and Ho. They used to sing it about Gareth Bale, you know.